Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
I'm reclinering it tonight.
I see that.
Threw my back out at work.
Did you really?
Well, I mean, not like.
What do you guys do? Were you lifting heavy books?
I was.
Were you really?
Yeah, I thought I could lift 15.
I think I can.
I should have lifted 12. 15 was clearly my breaking point. So
that ain't great.
no, it ain't great, but feels good in the recliner.
Good.
The chair downstairs wouldn't have worked for me tonight, so
Heat.
pardon my at ease nature, not my attention.
Heat.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah. Do you have it on the back, or lower or upper?
lower.
So, Dr. Ben's thing was the medium.
I know. I was just talking about that. I thought, geez, I'm afraid we could talk about tomorrow. I'll get that too.
You were getting a little too cocky.
Like sympathy pains. I'm going to get everything he talks about. I'll get. It's a weird, like Ray Bradbury short story. So anyway, you're back from the West Coast.
I am.
How was it?
Fan-fucking-tastic. It was.
Beyond that, did you like it?
What's that?
But besides that, did you like it?
It was fabulous.
Nice.
Well, it's on so many levels. I had a client today said, "What was your favorite part?" And I think he was expecting walking on the ocean or
walking on the ocean.
Yeah,
clearly he sees you as a Christ-like figure.
I said it.
Oh yeah,
in the ocean. Well, that
like,
too.
wow.
No,
Right.
I was on the shore. Anyway, we were down in the marina. It was great. And we saw a lot of stuff. But the best thing is, and you inevitably get, when you go on vacation, people say it's 75 here, and you left. So
I didn't say that yet. I was planning on saying that, but now
I'm just like, so what? I'm in San Diego and not working. You're not, so there, you know, and
Always endearing, Jack. Always endearing.
oh my God. And it was great. I didn't have to, we Ubered everywhere or Will
Nice.
drove. So I had like 4 or 5 days without people ticking me off. So it was in so many ways, it was wonderful. Of course,
Even from the
they
back.
already made up for it on the way home
Sounds
from
like-
the airport.
Yeah.
The airport. I mean, and none of our flights we only had one delayed flight. It was great. The only thing that we get to Milwaukee, we're on the ground, and they won't let us off the plane. And then we get into the parking lot. We did long-term parking, and we get behind this car. You put your tag in. You have it. There's no live attendant, and the guy in front of us, he's like putting his hand. He's there, and he's there, and he's there, and we're like, "What's the matter, you moron? Come on, let's go."
Jack.
And I saw U.S. Army retired and things, so it's like, I'm the utmost respect. So I got out of the car. Mark goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm not stalking. I'm just going to see if I can help." And the guy could not get the thing, and he said, "Back up." So I backed up so we get out there. And he goes, "You try it." So I tried it. I couldn't get it either. Wow. So he's like, "Let's go." So I, like an idiot, I followed him, and I said to Margo, where are we going? I mean, there's not like the secret back entrance. If there were, nobody would ever pay their thing. If they said, "Oh, we're not going to do that." And we turned back around. He was yelling through the gate at some parking attendants at the next lot. And I was like, "Screw this, we're going." We went back to the front. And by that time, someone else had figured out what we were doing wrong. So it was operator error. And then I did my good deed. I not only got us through the thing, I stopped and got out of my car to make sure the guy who was behind me, the Army guy in the first place, got it. And so everybody,
very good.
But I mean, if that's the worst travel thing you have, it's a damn good trip.
Fine, no, considering.
But back to my client who was like, "What do you want?" And I said, "Well, it was just great. Seeing my kids fight. It took 10 minutes. It was great."
They resumed in 10 minutes, like no time had passed.
It was like, what? We weren't even home from the airport, but it was great because that's, as a parent, you're like,
music. I know it's melodic. I don't think
it is
anymore. My kids are split up between two houses.
I know, and it's no fun. They can make faces and stuff on FaceTime, but a lot of it's lost until you get them together.
Oh, absolutely. That
was great,
hot, weren't you? You're like, "Hey, Margaret, what do you think about the thing?" I was like, I know you.
So it was great. It was a great trip. It was like one of those things where we flew in on Saturday, and it felt like all of a sudden it was Wednesday. That's how much fun it was. We stayed with him at his pad, which is great. He loves San Diego. He's where he wants to be. He's in professionally where he wants to be. It's like, good for you. We ate gobs of Italian food. The Bocchinis would have been proud. We went to a place. I was like, "Gotta take you to this place." And it is the most fun late night dance place in San Diego. What are you talking? I'm a ball. And it's funny. The night before, I think I told you, my nephew here in Milwaukee got married, and they had the wedding at Turner Hall.
Yes.
And they had a full band, the Chicago Cats, CATZ.
I feel like they're not Jewish now, but
they were fantastic. And so we were boogieing Friday night in it, and Margot took a video of me dancing. She sent it to Will, and he's like, "Get to bed. I don't want you to waste all your energy the night before you come here. We're going dancing tomorrow night, man."
I want a lump. Tell Margot to send that to jmesserman at cedarburglibrary.org. That needs to be on the show.
I'll send you the stuff of us, because the next night we did, after having a fine dinner at Little Italy, we went to, the place is called, it's in a basement. It sucks, but they play great tunes and everybody dances.
So you ever see the Stefan sketches on?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Legendary.
This has everything. Cows and heat.
Yeah. Yes. Dwarf throwing.
Will Arnett.
Well, wait till you get the name of this place is Trailer Park After Dark.
sounds like it's a fun place.
It is a fantastic place, and
no.
they have like half of a camper into the wall.
Oh.
But it's just a shit show, and people are just ever bang bang boom. You would love it because no. This you would have loved because it was hot, sweaty, funky comedy. It was great. Looking at all the people, there were people there. There were wedding parties there. There were groups of people. There'd be like 5 or 6 dudes dancing together. I mean, girls dancing because everybody just wanted. You couldn't. It wasn't one of those places like at the old high school dance where everybody kind of sat in the side and go, "That's a good song. I ain't going out there." Everybody was out there.
If this were a Stefan sketch, it would have been a wedding party. It would have been a WETTING.
Yes. It was wonderfully. Nothing was dry.
Warm.
Warm, sweaty.
No one was cold.
Yes. So that was the first night we were there, and then we were able to meet up with my favorite aunt and uncle. They annually rent a cabin on they were on the show once. Back when we had live-ish at 5-ish.
Oh, I like them, yeah.
Funny
funny
people. Yep. And they rent a place they call it Crystal Pier on PB, which is not peanut butter, it's Pacific Beach.
Of course.
And we just had a gas with them too. So it
like
was
a lower lung cough. Did you bring the junk home from the plane?
No.
Everyone who gets off the plane gets the junk these days, I hear.
No, this started there. I think it was too much smoking.
Revelry. Oh, good. Oh, yes, right. Yes, I hear Newports will do that to you.
Everything's legal, man.
So lucky strikes.
Yes, very, very lucky.
Alas, with FP, lucky strike means fine tobacco.
Back in the saddle.
Yes, absolutely.
So it was fantastic.
Nice.
And then race, I'm doing that frickin' parking thing. The reason I was, I'm usually so patient about that kind of stuff, but I was a little unhinged because the author event last night.
Right.
I was like, and you called like right after I got shook loose from the parking place.
I kept the
You're like, hey, what time you coming? Everything's going on. I was like, oh, yeah. So
I was mostly just checking to see if we were gonna, if I had to keep my camera locked down or go mobile. So that was fine. We got some good stuff. I reviewed it. I've been started editing it this afternoon. His entire talk is definitely preserved beautifully for posterity. And
can you edit out that woman who wouldn't stop asking questions? There are always people who think the show is about them in the audience. No matter, you go to any kind of performance, when he said, "No, I'll open up for questions," I went, "Don't do that. You don't even
do that here on the show."
You know who I'm talking about. She started answering her own questions. She went, and then it was like, no, I'm not talking about Linda. I'm not talking about Linda. Linda did fine.
She did fine.
Right. Yes, she was good. And we got the author event last night was Nicholas Butler.
Great, Nicholas Butler. Really, yes. Really good talk. I'm dying to read his new book now. It sounds terrific. It sounds like a great read. So,
and he was talking about his first book, and it was great. He read a chapter, and his chapters are not short. No, but he read the whole thing.
He was good. He had the audience, and it was a good story. Good self-contained chapter. So you didn't really you were just right in it.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Yeah, it was excellent, and then he spoke well. There were actually a couple good questions. There were a couple that were just horseshit, but that's what happens when you have a crowd like that. But I thought it was a good crowd, good turnout. Everybody should be proud.
A crazy good turnout. That was, you don't know when you're doing a literary event in Hooterberg. You don't know what you're going to get, and they did not disappoint. It was a terrific turnout.
They didn't. Yes.
The Fiends pulled it off.
And it was the thing about a crowd like that. is that the people who are there really want to be there.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
You know, so even the dumb shits who ask too many questions, you got to give them credit because they turned out because they really wanted to be there. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't be out at the Cedarburg Cultural Center on a Wednesday night. And they had a nice Gino Keefe did a hell of a job emceeing the event. She was really good introducing the people, and then they had what was really funny, that one bit where she said, we'll have to get, she gave the check to that person. We'll have to get that check correct because we made it in the name of your character.
That's how good the story was.
That's what I was going to say. Talk about believable.
I suppose your character has a functional savings account. Do you need to catch it somehow?
Yeah, and Nick Butler was just a good sport. He took pictures with the people. He took pictures. He was really good. I didn't get a chance. I tried to say goodbye to you, but there was some woman who was.
Yeah,
and you were talking just as much. I was like, oh, forget it. I hovered and I hovered. Nobody took the hint, so I was like,
who was I talking to? I don't know.
Afterwards, and it was like a fine conversation. I was like, I'm not interested. And I had just had a long day after traveling that day.
No, I figured you weren't going to stick around too much.
But yeah, it was a great event. I thought he was really good. More impressed every time I talked to him.
Yeah,
and his one answer blew my fucking mind when he said, they said, who was your inspiration? And the first name out of I've never heard anybody else ever say this. One of my favorite authors of all time. He said, Jim Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it made perfect sense once he said it, but so many people never heard it. Jim Harrison, Michigan. It sounds like Joe Smith from, you know what I mean? Just a Joe.
No, it's great. No,
but it was great.
Yeah, he's an interesting author, and I think even though Cedarburg Reads is over, pick up his book because I think you won't be disappointed. It's, it reminded me hearing that chapter how much I liked the book when I read it back in 2014. I was like, I really liked that book, and I just I haven't had a chance to revisit it, but I will because
it was really good. I would recommend it to anyone who lives in our area because he
gets us,
and he doesn't overdo it. It's not like this great place where everything's wonderful and la. You know, when he said that one line near the end and they won't be seeing the sun until Easter or something, because that's how winters are around here. But really good, really enjoyed it. I really liked him. It tells you, and he said people ask me for advice, keep working to get better. So
it's the perseverance factor. It sounds to me like he was a 10-year overnight success.
Exactly.
So, that's okay.
And it was great that he worked for Mary Gilo, a friend of the show.
She's great. Yeah, it's nice to see her live in person. I only knew her as a square in a chat, in a Zoom chat. So it's nice to see her in person, and
we caught her right in the buffet line. Of course, the poor girl couldn't get a bite of her cookie with all this hovering. She turned around, and there we were. Hey, got to work? Got a minute? And she was great. He worked for her, chauffeuring authors around.
Yeah.
He was a hustler, which is great.
Definitely. No, it's cool. It's good stuff. We're deep into AJ Bocchini territory here. We gotta give the reins over.
Who? I've already seen AJ today. I don't need to see him again.
You saw AJ today? Where'd you see him?
At Mr. Bob's.
Oh, you hanging out at Mr. Bob's today?
We both were.
Oh, nice. Well, you two can talk about it while I stretch my.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to know. just go.
AJ Bocchini, welcome to the show. I'm gonna go do some deep knee bends. I'll be back.
What's up, boys? How we doing?
I'm in pain.
Bulldog threw his back out. How are you, AJ?
I threw it right across the room.
Excellent, boys. Before we begin the sports segment, let me just say it's very, very pretty to see Damian Lillard in a Bucks uniform right
now. You're live on the Bucks game.
This is another AJ report.
No.
Dialed in.
No. I'm locked in tonight. I got a lot to cover tonight.
All right, let's get to it. First of all, how are the Bucks doing?
They're up 6.
Okay, how do they look?
Very balanced.
Okay, that's enough about them. What do you want to talk about?
So let's start with the hiatus extension because that's big for the city and big for. Why
did he resign and why the timing, AJ?
His brother told him to resign, basically.
Why would he listen to his brother?
Well, you think about it, he's pretty much established his roots here,
Mhm.
and now is as good a time as any. You know, if you wait till next year and you get hurt, you know they may not give you as big a contract. So,
True.
So, but if you wait till next year and you fail in the playoffs again, you're not guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in this
No,
league.
nothing is guaranteed anywhere
No.
except for the money that he got. That's guaranteed.
Yeah. That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed.
So, do you think it was a good deal for both sides?
I do. Put it this way.
I'm so impressed with the Bucks ownership versus the Brewers ownership
Yeah, right.
of shelling out big bucks. We're a small market. In basketball, they're making it work.
Yeah, and they're making it work, and they're making it work well. You know,
AJ, do you think with the intelligence with which the Bucks ownership has clearly steered this team, do you think it, and is it unprecedented for owners to then take on a baseball team in the same town as well? Because we're looking at
A shit show. Potential shit show.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I think we're on the cusp. It's not a shit show yet, but I think with the Brewers, we're on the cusp of some dark times.
yeah, I agree with you, Bulldog. I agree with you, and I love the Brewers. I love the guys over at the Brewers, but we are on the cusp of
Something smells rotten at Miller Park Way.
yeah. If we don't get the right manager in place, or don't even talk about baseball. If we don't get the right structure in place,
Yeah,
we could be in some big time trouble.
it ain't the bratwurst I'm smelling. I'm smelling some deep dark news.
Yeah, right.
So,
Yeah.
AJ, we talked about this. Mr. Bob is like a sports fanatic, as he was trying to grill AJ.
The only problem with Mr. Bob.
Only problem.
Holy, I got a lot of problems.
Yeah, Jack has a litany. He has a typewritten list in his. Okay.
A bunch of them. I don't know if I ever would have said litany, but go ahead, AJ.
The only problem with Mr. Bob is what am I going to say, Jack? Notre Dame.
Well, that's just one of many problems. I mean, that's not the one that jumps to my mind. I was going to say his attitude, his demeanor, his he's rude, he's brusque.
Brusque.
Gotcha. Litany. Back at you. Kiss my litany.
All things that describe
brusque.
Mr. Bob and Jack's relationship.
So he likes Notre Dame. He's a Notre Dame fan. So, AJ, what do you think is going to happen with the Brewers? Is Council going to sign with the Mets?
Yes.
And do you fault him? Do you find fault with him for doing that?
No. Craig,
Follow the money.
follow the money, and more importantly, follow the stabilization, man.
Yeah.
Follow the owner with the money.
I was just going to say, I have a feeling if Council leaves, it's less about the money, although that's nice, and more about like, wow, here's an organization that's building towards something.
Well,
as opposed to an organization.
Let's not make them all pretty. They were a disaster last year. So
Huge. Yeah.
And let's not make David Stearns a baseball god either. I mean, he's good, but
he traded away a division title last year too.
Yes,
with a fire sale, but maybe that wasn't. Yeah, I mean,
who knows what was the inner
that could have come from somewhere else too.
What I didn't like, what he's done already in New York, is he had one of his guys go deliver the word to the manager that he's not going to be managing next year after not even the second last day of the year.
By the way,
he never even met with the manager.
By the way,
not once. And he sends some underling to go tell him, no need.
I've been that underling. It's great.
By the way, why would you send the underling when your manager, by the way, was Buck Showalter, the Hall of Famer? Don't send the underling.
I love Buck Showalter. He's scrappy.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's not won a game. You don't do that.
Yeah, right.
If you're going to do it, be a real person and do it. Right. Take responsibility for it. Right. So, I mean, that tells you, though, that's what Council's going into. And how long has he been the manager of the Brewers, AJ? Longer than
this is year 9.
9. It's hard to believe he's been there for 9 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Every manager and coach in professional collegiate sports is pretty much on a borrowed. They're on a stopwatch from the moment that they join in.
Yeah, on borrowed time. Yeah.
Yep. So I don't blame him. Fresh start, new money, chance to win. more power to him. I'm not. Even if the Brewers match the money, he might move because it's a new opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, so you think potential shit show there? Do you have any more? Do you have any positivity to offset that?
With the Brewers or just in general?
And just in general, what else you got?
I'm looking forward to the Badger. Jack, I might have to call you in a minute. My iPad's at 1%, but
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Badger game this weekend. I think, contrary to belief, I think they're gonna win. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're gonna win.
What?
I think they're gonna win.
Based on something besides your innate sense of homerism?
Yes, there's a few factors.
Okay, hurry up. You got 1%.
Night game at Camp Randall.
What time is the game, Age?
6:30.
Okay.
Night game at Camp Randall. Night games are always special there. I think
True. No question.
Defense will play well. We know we're going to get out of defense, and we just have to score enough.
AJ, the defense will play well, right?
Yep.
I saw Ohio State run up and down the field against Penn State, whose defense plays pretty well. Didn't give me a lot of confidence that the Badgers are going to be able to hold them. What makes you think the Badgers? And I'm not picking on you. Give me some hope, man. Why do you think the Badgers defense will do well?
I think the Badgers defense. I think they can match up with Harrison, and the Buckeyes. Don't get me wrong. The Buckeyes have a few injuries.
Whoa! They can match up. Harrison's like 6'4", right?
Yeah,
bigger than that.
They can throw multiple bodies at him.
Okay, so you think they'll come up with a game plan to contain him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, how's their running game, AJ?
The Ohio State's?
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, they got multiple backs, so we'll see what they do.
I was so ready to just dismiss. Now you're going to make me watch this game because you're saying they're going to win.
Yeah.
You better. Bulldog AJ's down to 1%. Not himself. His iPad.
Well, 1% of myself is better than 99% of me.
I understand.
Yeah. Yes. What happened to that nice, shy, young, humble boy who came onto our airwaves a year and a half ago? For God's sake.
He doesn't cry anymore, so it's all good.
Oh.
I missed that AJ. That was the AJ we all came to know.
Yes. Yes. We like that. We like.
Was back to my point on the Badgers.
Answer my question.
Real quick, back to my point on the Badgers. I really think this night game thing is going to be a big factor.
Okay.
And put it this way: this is a Luke Fickell showcase game. We are different than we were last year. This is my team. This is not Paul Chris' team. This is my alma mater playing against my alma mater. This is how we do things, and we're gonna do things different around here now.
By the way, these are Buckeyes. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. It's these chocolate peanut butter things you get from that part of the country. Oh man, are they good? We get them every year from one of our book distributors, and let me tell you something. Those are some good Buckeyes.
Yeah.
Right here, peanut butter. It's like a peanut butter cup.
They suck.
What are you talking about?
They suck from Ohio.
That's right. That's an AJ. They're from Ohio. They suck. That's it.
This is a good Ohio export.
No,
I'm telling you.
The only people that like Ohio State are the people that went to Ohio State.
And that's not even excusable.
Yeah, no.
So, all right. What's the final score going to be? AJ, tell me.
24-17.
24-17. Okay. Oh, I would love that. All right. I'm wearing Badger shit tomorrow. Now you better wear this right.
Keep in mind, this is my only other point. This is the only ranked opponent the Badgers play all year long. So this, other than Iowa.
I'm calling my bookie.
They did so well against Iowa. I can see why you'd pick them. Who's going to start a quarterback for the Badgers? Is what's his name hurt?
Lockett's going to start again.
And you like him?
He played really well in the second half against Illinois.
You are going into politics. So I ask you a question, you answer something that I didn't ask you.
I love the kid. I love the kid a lot. Yeah.
All right. Okay. What do you love? What give us hope?
He's got
Why?
moxie.
Moxie. You got moxie, kid.
He's got moxie. He doesn't back down. You know?
Hey, I'm glad you brought up Moxie, AJ, because we were talking about Buck Showalter, and I called up a classic. We gotta visit this.
Moxie?
Tony La Russa and Buck Showalter swap recipes. Let's give it a look.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
Here we go. Oops. Let's get some money.
Oh, I hope he beats the shit out of La Russa. I hate. Oh. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh.
Glasses are off.
The umpires, don't you talk to him, and then Showalter and La Russa get face to face, almost go at it. The players do go at it. Frank Howard is caught in the middle of this.
Frank Howard?
Both managers.
Look at him. Look how big he is.
Outstanding.
Oh, and there's Trump. Hey. We lost AJ. He probably had his.
Moxie. He'll call in, I'm sure.
Yes. Classic. That was classic. All right. Yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. Take it away, AJ. How are we doing there? Oh, you'll probably have to. You'll have to go. You have to go mobile. Let's see here. Can you switch your? Oh, you're muted, man. Let me see if I can. Yeah, you got some problems there. Yeah, you know, while we're waiting, let's show Buck Showalter and Tony La Russa again. Here we go. Why not?
But the fireworks began on the fourth. Melito Perez to Scott Brocious, high and tight. La Russa didn't like it. He would come out to complain about it. You know, he's upset when he tosses down the expensive sunglasses. Showalter comes out and tells the umpires, don't you talk to him. And then Showalter and La Russa get face to face and almost go at it. The players do go at it, and Frank Howard is caught in the middle of this brouhaha. Rejected.
It's a brouhaha. We're having a brouhaha here with your audio, Jack. Keep working on it. You invariably figure it out. It just takes a little time. It's just you gotta treat her the right way. You gotta you gotta buy her dinner first. Yeah, you're still muted. You got a line through your mic. Yeah. Well, while we wait for that, let's sell you something. What do I got here? I got something to sell you. Here we go.
Are you tired of stretching and straining, trying to style or comb your hair? Now, K-Tel introduces the Hindsight Mirror, a revolutionary new concept in bathroom fixtures. It adjusts to your every need. Great for viewing sides, back, even the top of your head. Hindsight, used along with your regular bathroom mirror, takes all the guesswork out of styling those hard-to-see places. The exclusive adjustable control arm holds Hindsight in any position, leaves both your hands free. It's ideal for shaving or trimming sideburns. Hindsight's high magnification gives you big, clear close-ups, perfect for delicate jobs such as applying eye makeup. For normal use, simply reverse the mirror. Hindsight installs quickly and easily. When not in use, it folds out of the way neatly and conveniently. Get the Hindsight Mirror with adjustable arm, attachments, and complete instructions. $7.99 from K-Tel.
$7.99, and it can be yours. Jack, how's your audio? You're still having some audio problems. Yeah, it's a silent movie. It's all right. No, do what you got to do. We're going to sell another thing from K-Tel here. We'll be back in just a moment.
Latin Hustle, Night Fever, Disco Merengue. Learn the hottest disco steps at home with the Let's Disco book and album, the complete disco dance instruction system. Learn freestyle, line, and couples dances with the Let's Disco book. The album ties it together with professional instruction, plus music by the biggest disco stars. So let's disco, only $7.95.
Now available at all thrifty drug and discount stores.
That's right. At your local thrifty drug and discount store. Now that's $7.95 for the complete disco system. Do what you gotta do, Jack. I got it from here. So $7.99 for the reverse mirror. So there's a 4 cents differentiation between those two products. So, Jack, come back to us. You got your headset on. You still no audio though. You got to get your software. You got to get your firmware with your software. Oh, there you go. I think you're back. Try again.
Better?
Oh, much better, much better. I was
I don't
just
know.
trying to figure the economics of the.
I don't know what was going on with that. I hate that when AJ can. He's got so much passion. Jeez, he's just. It honestly was so good. I felt if you ever want to pick me up, arrange to have AJ go to Mr. Bob's, and Mr. Bob just can't wait. Mr. Bob, AJ's shared ride pulls up. Mr. Bob's yelling things at him through the window, saying, "Hey, well, you think you can park here?" You know, oh, just so much fun. And I said to Mr. Bob, because he goes, "Where are you going?" Because I had to leave. I said, "I've been gone for like 5 days. I'm a one-person show. I got to climb." What? What do you do? Who do you work for? He's like,
he has a point. I mean, you know,
I work for the man. And the woman.
We often wonder. So
no, just great. Two great people, and such. You know, when you get in a setting like that where AJ knows that the other guy's a sports fanatic, and they have some different opinions.
Game on, literally.
And Mr. Bob, AJ rolled up, and Mr. Bob has a popcorn machine there that he gives all the volunteers to get popcorn for coming. Nice. And it's like a theater popcorn thing.
Oh, there you go.
And he not only had a popcorn thing ready for AJ, he had a thing with a label that he had stuck on AJ. So AJ has his own.
Wow. All right. It's you've made it when you get a monogrammed popcorn dispenser from Mr. Bob.
You betcha.
That's when you know you are on top of the world.
Fantastic. It was just good to see. Does your heart good. See guys jaw jacking each other like that.
Yeah, I can't imagine you got a word in edgewise at all.
I didn't even try. No. I just sat back and enjoyed it.
Popcorn
every once in a while, a little.
Yeah, well, you got to throw in a barb.
Right.
Every now and then. Hey, did you see the Rivoli published just today, hot off the press, the list of Christmas movies for their Christmas movie festival?
What are you doing? We're in the middle of the Harry Potter Film Festival, aren't we?
It's wrapping up this week. I mean, the guy.
We're in the middle of it. You can't be talking about Christmas. Harry Potter's going on right now.
Comes out.
Well,
listen, you've gone full AJ on me here. Then the list comes out. You got to make a stink. Preferably peppermint stink.
It's an early stink. What about are you going to go to attend the pumpkin walk this year?
I saw the forecast.
What is it?
Well, it's cold.
Is it? Cold.
Everything we're doing today, shave off about 45 degrees.
Well, that's fine.
It's fine, but
but listen to my logic. I'm serious because people are in costume. Usually, the problem with costumes are so damn hot. They got all the extra layers, and you think a little cold is gonna get some kids.
It won't deter them. It's just gonna deter me. I'm dressed as a
all right
plump librarian person.
If there is a 2-mile-an-hour breeze that came by 3 hours ago, that's enough to deter you.
That's true. I mean, I have to own everything you're saying there. Yes,
but it's a fantastic thing, the pumpkin walk.
That's gonna be huge. That's a little pride. I know they've been talking about closing off the Washington. That'd be a perfect night to close off Washington.
We talked about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that. What's interesting? It's a shame we didn't have Lisa Curtis night this week because obviously you were out. But we saw her last night. She was at the event.
She was. Oh, she is so funny.
Oh, she's the best. She's the best. She's a local gem to be sure. But she reported on. I guess they had a focus group type meeting about the proposed new settlements. To put it in my people's terms, on 60 in Sheboygan. And it would appear that those who live on Sheboygan, if you drive on Sheboygan, you will see a little bit of extra signage. They seem a little, how should we say? We don't want you here.
Well, I mean, Sheboygan is it's like a neighborhood. I mean, it's a main thoroughfare, but if you go from right at the corner of Washington and Sheboygan until you get out to where that kind of makes that turn You know what I mean? They kind of vault.
When they always have a
like
top posted?
yeah, like about a 45-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are neighborhoods.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
The
a
classic Cedarburg houses there. They're
right.
They've yeah.
Right, and they don't want it to become a freeway.
I think that I think that barge has left.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, I get it. And my dad, who served on the Cedarburg Planning Commission of the town.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Oh God, for like 40
He planned
years.
all this out. It's all his.
For 40 years.
Yeah.
He you know, and he was a straight shooter. He would let you know
what happened to his son.
He was some people didn't like him, believe it or not, because he was straight, you know, but he was always fair. And he would tell me these stories about the people every time there was a new, you know, you have to balance. Okay, there's a new development. You can imagine over 40 years on the town planning commission, how many things have come
Seen
before.
It all. Yeah.
And he'd say, you know, people would say, my house, we put everything in, and you know, you feel for these people, but sometimes it comes down to, and it sounds like a smart ass remark, but the only way to control what happens on some property is to buy it yourself so that it doesn't happen. You know, I mean but that's sometimes, and there are times when that doesn't, you know, you have to use judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But Sheboygan and 60, okay, what is going to happen with Circle B? That's what I hear some people say. Is Circle B still going to be open?
I thought they were going to pull the plug. I mean, that was...
Yeah, retiring, right? The family?
Yeah, which, you know, I mean, you can't find... People are like, oh, no, they're going to kill Circle B. And the Circle B guys are like, no, we're going to go get some rest.
Right.
We've been breathing.
In fact, this might add to our property value here.
Right. We've been breathing lane oil for decades. We want to get that out of our system. I often you know, they do a fish fry on Friday, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if they boiled the fish in the lane oil? Because I mean, it's great multi-use. But I'm not saying they do, of course.
I think I told you this already. The story about Margot and Will. And I took them.
They were at each other's throats in San Diego recently. Yes, I heard the story.
Years and years ago, there was like a snow day or some day, and I took them to Circle B, and it was open. There were hardly anybody there. Yeah. And Will was, you know, there's a almost 7-year difference in ages between my kids. Mm-hmm. And Will's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, you know, bowl, but he could bowl, but Margot was like 2. You know, and so she was like, ooh. Oh, yeah. So I was like, what do you do with your parent? You're like, okay, one kid's having fun, the other one's not. Food. So
yeah,
we go over to the grill area, and what else do you get? Dr. Ben would love this. I got her some French fries.
French fries.
Just French fries. You would have thought she went to heaven. She said for the next 5 years. Dad,
I need Circle B fries.
Oh,
we got
no, she wasn't even putting sentences together. She's like, French fries. I knew what she meant. I took her another time to Circle B for like a birthday party. She would immediately turn to the grill. You know, she went marching off. Funny.
Does she still have this passion for fries, or is it
sweet potato fries?
Off the air.
Yes, and she has a favorite place, which is Whistler's for sweet potato.
Oh, really?
Fries. Yes.
She had Stilthouse makes a pretty mean sweet potato fries.
Yeah, she's like, she's a connoisseur.
Well, I mean, again, far be it from me to.
She also doesn't like it that you have to order those a la carte. She wants to come in along with her sandwich. You order a sandwich there, you get a sandwich. That's it.
That's not the Stilt way.
Yeah, I know.
So you got a wallet. On its side, find some way in.
I get it. It's just a different way of operating.
I got a big night tomorrow. Hopefully, I might go see the original. As 2 weeks ago, I visited Camp Crystal Lake.
I'm so glad I don't know the names of these things that you're talking about. You make me very happy. I'm happy I'm not a good bowler, and I'm happy I'm not a good horror movie aficionado. Like yourself.
Well, the body count's going to be high tomorrow night because we're going to take on Haddonfield, Illinois. Halloween, the original 1977 78, yeah, 78. John Carpenter classic. The one that
John Carpenter.
Yeah, it's Carpenter's not his first, is his third movie. He had done before that a great film called Assault on Precinct 13, which he had taken John Wayne's Rio Bravo and transported it to El Barrio. So it's a police instead of like a cavalry fort that's under siege. It's a police precinct in deep in the hood.
I've heard good things about that one, actually.
It's a great movie. No, it's very fun. And then he did a film called Dark Star prior to that, which was more of like a USC. It was like a USC like student film. So Halloween was his third movie, independently produced by a gentleman named Mustafa Akkad, and was because it wasn't even distributed by no 20th Century Fox, no Paramount. It's rare back then to have like a truly independent.
Those were the days.
Well, I'll tell you, they spent, I want to say, what was the budget? I think it was 500,000 or 800,000. It has to date cleared like it's close to like $1 billion or something. It's ridiculous. So it is actually, well, yeah, just because of all the re-releases, reissues, resold, put on videotape again and again. Every time that happens, someone gets paid. And then, of course, they sell the rights for all the extensive sequels and prequels and quadcles and whatever the hell they're doing. And so no, Carpenter's a very rich man because of Michael Myers and his rather overactive kitchen knife.
Now, is he the one who was married to Adrienne Barbeau?
He was, not anymore. I know, who would dump that, right?
Is she not alive, right?
She's still with us.
Oh, she is. Okay, I thought they were together until she passed away.
Yeah, she was in his film The Fog, which I believe was the direct follow-up film he did right after Halloween, another little horror.
I've never seen any of those, but I did see he did Escape from New York, right?
Sure did, yeah.
And she was in that.
She was, that's right.
She died a gory death in that one.
I think she got rammed into a taxi cab or something.
And the big bad guy was Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes!
One of my favorite humans ever.
Oh, yeah. No, that Escape from New York was a blast. That's a great film. Big Trouble in Little China. It's a lot of fun with Kurt. Well, yeah, great film. Those guys have done. The Thing was a big film of theirs too, and that was a gore fest. Oh my god. But yeah. So
tomorrow, talk about somebody who reinvented himself. Kurt Russell.
Yeah, he's had. I mean, just an extensive career, and what's cool is he never took himself seriously. He's probably a big pothead. I'm assuming everyone, because he's sort of like Jeff Bridges. I mean, he's just like. Yeah, I guess I was in some movies. And like your career is like as massive as anybody in Hollywood. You're huge, and he's like, I'm just this guy on a houseboat. It's fine, I mean, he's very low key about everything.
Are he and Goldie still together?
Yes, yeah. As far as we know, never married. Smart,
yeah.
smart as a whip. That man.
We don't need no piece of paper.
No.
To sanctify what we got.
No, the piece of paper keeps them from chasing each other around the houseboat.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, so San Diego, you didn't give me all I heard is went to an insane dance club with a trailer park inside. What else did you do?
What else is there? We stayed there for 6 days.
All right.
No, we walked around the marina.
Nice.
We went to a Packers bar for the Packers game.
That's right. You were going to do that. Yeah.
Yep. That was fun. Met a lot of people. Went to where he worked. He introduced us around. He seemed to be proud of us, which is interesting. Yeah.
He admitted to you being his father.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then he spent a night on Crystal Pier, which is beautiful out in Pacific Beach with my aunt and uncle.
So San Diego, let me ask you, I mean, is there an area of San Diego that's dicier, or is it
downtown?
Okay.
There is, but downtown is there's like in so many places, like Trailer Park After Dark is downtown, but it's on slightly to the right side of downtown. But there is, if you go to, I think it's with any town, any city,
right?
There is a thing, it's that, and we were talking about this on the way back. I was talking to Margo, actually having a thoughtful conversation about, like homelessness, and it's a different. What's the answer? Mr. Bob's fights homelessness, right?
Right.
They have homelessness in San Diego, and the people who are there don't. I don't know how to say this. They're not as well. They are as desperate. When you're homeless, you're desperate, but they're in a better climate.
If you, I was gonna say West
What's
Coast.
that? More comfortable. She said they're more comfortable in their surroundings.
Right. I mean, I know San Francisco right now is just like complete homeless. Like,
well, in so many ways, San Francisco. Like we talked about that too, because last year Will lived in San Francisco.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, we went up there, and he hated San Francisco.
A lot of people do.
And it crushed me because when I was a kid, we went there a lot.
Oh, did you?
We had relatives and traveled, and that's where I wanted to move. I thought I'm moving there, but it really, it's not only the homelessness, it's the way the home. I don't know how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the crime is so bad there
Mm-hmm.
that my son's driving our old, like 2003 Camry.
Yeah.
Right. So who would ever break in? Someone broke his window
Twice.
And it cost. The insurance rates are incredible. He can't report it to insurance.
Yeah.
So he has nothing to steal, nothing in there. So what people are doing, they leave notes in their windshield saying the doors are open. Please don't smash our.
Wow.
That's how bad it is.
Jeez, that's real Escape from New York-ish.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Not good.
So it's not good at all.
It seems hugely unsustainable, really. Like I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, and the thing is, what do they like? And my uncle, who we visited, he's a native Californian, and he said they got to do something about that. They're losing San Francisco's lost. But what do you do? I mean, what's the answer? And I said, well, it's short of. It's a joke because it's a scary joke because retail, my son works in retail and there are people come in and if they steal less than $1,000, you're supposed to just let them go. I mean, what is that? That's no way to tell. So what's going to have to, if they don't completely want to lose it, which they pretty much have already, you're going to have someone come in and say, all right, we're going to do some, if someone steals something, they're getting
you got to do some kind of loss prevention thing that
like groups, like offending groups.
And that the other thing is, Mark was telling me that Will they get training.
Cheers.
Thank you. And the training is on these are not like random acts of criminality. These are organized theft rings.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. And they have what was the ORC or something? What do you call them? Well, they have like something like that. They have in the industry they know.
Well, it's kind of like
being nice and overly complimentary, and then
like you said, as soon as someone walks in and they're on their phone and they're acting, they say, "Oh hi, how are you doing?" Right away, you know that.
Wow.
And you're gonna hear if you want me to rip the lid off of a can of worms or no?
Yeah, it's 7:52. Go for it. How bad can it get?
It's not. I mean, how do you say it without profiling? Black person comes in, they're on a phone, they're acting nice. Within two minutes, they're going to be stealing something. They have a certain way of acting.
Sure.
It's not just, and it's not. If it's fact, is it profile? I mean,
well, it's tough. It's tough to talk. The problem is we're at the point where we don't even know how to talk about it anymore.
Right, exactly. And Will was telling us the other case where he was at a register helping someone, and this woman who was working for him. What's that?
That person was taking the tags off. He said, "Do you want me to help you?"
Yeah, while he was at the register helping another customer, a woman came up, and they have these like in any store where they have impulse items, like 2 for $1 or whatever it is. Yeah. And the person came up and was just taking the tag, ripping the tags off. She could steal, and Will said, "We're not supposed to say anything," but I couldn't stand it as she's doing it while he's checking out a paying customer, and he said to her, Do you need a hand ripping those tags off?" And he said,
"Can I bag that for you, maybe?"
The person went and ran out of the store.
Yeah.
But there was also a scary time when he was working, and a woman who was, I don't know how many months pregnant, was working, and she's on register, and someone came in and started grabbing a whole bunch of stuff around, and her natural reaction was go, oh, stop. And she tried to grab them, and he had to say to his person, let him go.
Yeah.
It's not worth
injury and potential lawsuits on the flip side. That's the thing too, is like, oh, you grabbed me, and I feel I'm bruised now, and I have rotated.
Yeah, and it just, you can say what you want. And that was one of the many reasons he didn't like it. And also, it's still, despite all the stuff going on, it still has the highest cost of living in the United States. So
talk about unsustainable. I mean,
it's very unsustainable, and they maybe have the highest cost of living now, but everything's going to plummet because no one's going to want to be there.
Yeah.
So
there's the gold rush and go west, young man. Now everyone's like, go east, because it's just not working out there.
Or south,
Yeah.
So it's really sad. It really is.
Yeah. It sounds like it's. I mean, you never want to say a problem is too far gone that there's nothing we can do about it, but this might be one of those instances where
unless something drastic changes.
Yeah.
And it's not like the other thing is, every city, every state is so on their budgets. It's not like you can say, all right, we're just going to put $10 million at this problem.
Yeah.
It's got to come from somewhere else.
Yep.
And in this day and age, where does it come from? So that's a whole nother layer to add to it. So it's going to take someone who grew up in that area, loves that area, and has some good ideas.
Yeah.
Besides letting them do it. You can't just let people do it. That doesn't work. I don't care who you are.
No.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. You just can't just say.
Well, that's. I mean, if you have a functional business, a functional retail business, and they're losing everything, that business is probably not going to be there. Terrible.
Well, that's the thing. Target's pulling out.
Yeah, they saw that.
People. Yeah. I mean, they can't do it. They can't sustain those losses. Nobody
can't sustain it. How can Joe's corner
right?
March? Yeah, it's bad. Wow, that's horrible.
So that's uplifting, but it's it's something that talking to Mr. Bob's a saint, and he helps the people here. But what is there? Is there a long-term solution that we can come up with? I don't know what it is.
I mean, they could use a Mr. Bob out there, clearly, but the scale is different. I mean, Milwaukee's one thing, but man, it's San Diego.
But the thing about Mr. Bob, he has a heart of gold. But I've also seen him, if someone's misbehaving at a thing, he brings it, and he has a presence that it doesn't escalate because his presence diffuses everything.
Yeah.
That's it. It's his word. If someone's not playing by the rules, they're out. And everybody else who is there benefiting from Mr. Bob's being there is on the same page. So they will also say,
oh yeah, we don't want this. Yeah.
They police themselves. Yeah. They go out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're smart people, so I know we got way off on a tangent, but
that's a good tangent.
Yeah, and because it has to be talked, you have to talk about it.
You
can't not talk about
it. There's too many people who are like, we skimmed the surface in the last 10 minutes. There are people who can't even do that.
Right.
Not even equipped. They're just like, oh, I can't say, and I don't. So there's that side, and the other side is just like, they're human flotsam, let them die. There's that side too. That's like, wow, there's nothing to do for them. I mean, so you've got all these extremes, but no one's doing what we just did, which is have a, believe it or not, with these two knuckleheads, quasi-intelligent conversation about West Coast homelessness.
Yeah, because the thing is, people can say, well, that's San Francisco, but you know what? Like you said, no one's going to want to be there.
Yeah.
And if no one's going to want to be there, it's going to go somewhere else. And it's going to migrate somewhere else. And it's going to migrate somewhere else. You can't do an Escape from New York.
No, you can't. No. That was proven, and even in that movie, not to work.
It was a cool movie. I loved it, but we don't have 1,000 Snake Plisskens running around. And so it's just like, it's just this.
Yeah, it's weird because someone I was talking with at the library who I didn't think she liked living in Wisconsin, and we were talking about it, and I was like, it's just complaining about something like we always do, a little weather thing or a little, and I said, you realize, of course, that we are currently, and then I think what's going on in the Middle East came up, so it's just all this kind of confluence of things. I said, you do understand that we are living literally in the Garden of Eden right now here in Cedarburg or Saukville or in Ozaukee County, whatever you want to call it. We have 4 seasons. We don't have major environmental collapses around us. We don't have we had a little flooding in the spring, but
the biggest scary stuff is the tornadoes.
Yeah, oh sure, but even that's pretty rarefied. We're close enough to Lake Michigan that it's just not a lot of that activity.
It's funny to say that we're working on a book for a client, and he is of this family of 5th generation, and he's writing this book for his 6th and 7th generations. Wow. And his part of his thing is selling them on staying here in Wisconsin, because that's where the family and the business has been here all these generations. Yep. But he's like, look, we're going to be the garden spot. Things keep accelerating. There, people are going to be coming. Winters are warmer.
Yep. Spring's
longer. Summers are hot.
Word's going to get out, and we're not doing them. We're not helping matters here.
It's like Nick Buckler said last night.
Yeah.
Like, people used to say, I don't know if he said it last time when you and I talked to him before, when he used to kind of say, like, I live in Eau Claire. I love it, but all these people would be like, why you living there? And he goes, now he's like, I don't want to tell them where I live.
Right.
I don't want any more people to come.
Exactly. Yeah, it's weird. We're talking. My writing partner and I are very seriously getting to the points where we're going to probably start making a film in the spring, and it's like, oh, why would you do that in Wisconsin? Don't you want to go, the East Coast or certainly the West Coast where the business is? And we're at the point now technologically where you can do this sort of thing yourself really easily. It's not, if there's someone who says, I want to make a movie but I can't because of blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah doesn't exist anymore. You can do it. It's not, you don't even need a big crew anymore. If you have 3 people who are committed, and maybe should be committed, you can make a very watchable film. And it's funny because I have a few friends on the West Coast, and they're like, and they're coming off of strikes, they're coming off of labor strikes, they're coming off of the stuff that you and I were just talking about, LA. And they're like, God, you have no idea how lucky you are. And I'm like, well, keep talking. You're convinced.
Well, yes. I think that, but then the big thing is, how do you, like, one of the other points that Nicholas Butler said last night, and we've heard him say this before.
Yeah.
How grateful he is.
Yeah.
That his book is still finding an audience,
yeah.
Because there are so many great books. He wrote this in 2004. It was published in 2014.
But it sounds like he was working on it for a good couple of years prior.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. So almost 10 years later, it's still finding an audience.
Yeah.
And he was so grateful to have that happen he said, because there's so much good stuff out there. The audience hasn't found it.
Right.
You know? So that's going to be the thing. Your movie is going to be great. How do you get it to get in front of people? And you just
but it's going to be, luckily, it's going to be we control that. That's what's great, is that, and we do have a plan, and
good
at the level with this movie's being made.
No, I'm not saying this again. What I'm saying is it's a different challenge. The challenge used to be, it's a different challenge. So you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's a way to figure it out.
There is.
Instead of being closed out, you just have to figure it out.
And you have to be a little outside of the box. You got to do something. And I think we have something that no one's done before. And I think we're going to do well. I'll divulge the secret here, because it's really
why wouldn't you? We should promote the heck out of it.
Right. And so we are probably going to get it. The film will be on its own. We're going to try to get at least one screening. Either I'll do it at the library. Maybe I can get Jerry and Alice to help us out. Something like that.
Maybe.
I'll beg, I'll plead, I'll do whatever I have to do. And then, so we get one screening for those who are involved. And if people want to come, that's great. After that, it goes on the web. But we're not going to give it away for free, because this is something that a lot of artists are doing. You do not give it away for free. However, it's our first movie, and we're not going to charge. We're going to charge $1. Everyone $1 to watch the movie. That's all you got to do is put in $1. And I think the $1 movie model, just for this one, and if people want to actually, it's like a tip jar type of thing. And I know the whole system how it works. If you want to if you liked it, maybe put in 2. So it's kind of a Patreon for a film. Is essentially what it is. And but I know some other filmmakers who put their films on the web for free. And I'm like, no, because you got
no value.
Charge something. I don't care if it's a quarter. Charge something. So that's kind of the game plan at this juncture. It's gonna be like, let's get a screening, maybe play the film festival if we can. If there's one, then it'll take us. Because there's so, like you said, there's so much out there right now. There's no guarantee you're gonna get accepted in.
True. That's not to dissuade you from doing it.
Oh yeah, no. You got to. That's the thing. You got to make, and that's what Nick Butler was talking about too. You got to make something, and you got to make it and finish it. You got to make it and put it out there. That's the missing key. Is that a lot of people don't or won't because like, well, I'll never have a shot. Well, if you don't make it, you're not going to have a shot. I promise you that. So, yeah,
that's what the old Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's so true.
There we are. Well, that's our wacky show for tonight, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for all kinds of stuff, man. We were sports, we were social commentary, we were artistic advice, and
we should do that more.
It's valuable.
Yeah, and we get artists on and talk about it. I know it was funny. Mary Gillo said to me, first thing she said to me, he said, Nick couldn't believe how much fun it was.
Great.
She said he had just a great time, and I said,
I'm so glad.
I said, I don't know if that's a compliment to us or just a kind of a sad take on the rest of the industry. Who wouldn't?
How hard is this? I'm in my recliner, right. For God's sakes.
No, but it's just amazing to me. But it must be true. So that gives us hope for our little machine too that we have.
Our little nook, our little cranny of the internet, and you all came by and visited, and we appreciate it as always. Back tomorrow with hopefully Dr. Ben. I haven't checked
I haven't heard back from Dr. Ben on the on though, but usually I would think he would.
He doesn't like to miss it now. He seems a little dialed in. I think we got him.
Well, he has to defend himself.
That's kind of a hostage situation, really. I mean, they all have that look, kind of. That works out well for us. So we'll be back tomorrow night in some capacity, and
be back at it next week.
Yeah, in full capacity. Yeah, cut it out.
Tonight is ladies' night. For Patty is having an event. I hope if you're out and about in Cedarburg, check her out because check out her store.
We should have gone in full.
Mr. Wonderful.
We should have gotten a couple wigs, gone full Mrs. Doubtfire.
Are you dressing? Are you going to any Halloween stuff?
Well, no, but I am forced to dress up for the actual holiday while I'm on the clock on the 31st, and I have actually.
Oh boy! Don't sound so enthused.
I'm not a fan.
Why not?
It's a
what are you talking about? Most places would say you're not dressing up here. You're not going to interfere with the protocol.
Any day when I cannot show off my incredible wardrobe here that I have worked very hard.
You don't. That's the thing. You don't have to dress up. Just go in.
I've done that before too, and I got in trouble
with your '70s Esquire look that you have going on.
This is. I've consulted many.
How can you not be happy about that?
Well, it's just I don't.
It's fun.
Yes, it's a blast.
What do you sound like a.
No, I don't. I am what I sound like.
But no matter how much I pick on you, you're a creative person. You come up with something. I
got a good one this year though. I'm actually
get off your laurels and into it.
I have an awesome. The pictures will be published, but
the best you had was that Harry Potter you had that one time.
I just had a bolt in a anything.
Hello, the simpler's better.
No, this is a good one this year though. This will be my masterpiece. I'm very excited. This is good. So yeah, make sure you all stop in and marvel at the genius.
Is Jamie helping you? In other words,
Mally.
I knew there was another measurement somewhere in the picture.
Call in all the help I can.
I don't blame you.
So anyway, all right, kiddies, that's a show. Back tomorrow.